I wonder if 4 years on, Kratok-Vilova could upset the form book and, although qualifying for the final as the fastest loser, take a medal.
I think she's going to find it very difficult, Alan, because she was out all last year with an Achilles injury, and of course Joachim Cruz has found exactly the same this year in the 800s, hadn't been able to come back either.
2 from East Germany, 2 from the Soviet Union, the Czech and the Cuban. And don't forget the young Yugoslav either. The women's 800 meters final, 2 laps of the track, and they break after the first bend. Young Iaaf, the young Romanian, prominent there in the yellow vest, but as they break from the far side, it's Vachtel of East Germany and Kiro right in the center in the red shorts. Vachtel takes the lead. Kiro, very anxious to maintain a good position from an early stage, used their elbows then to force their way through into second, just ahead of the other East German, Vodars, who's third. Kratok-Vilova on the curb at the moment in about 5th place. So the 2 East Germans well placed. 3:15 is Vachtel, the slight blonder of the 2. 3:16 is Vodars. 56.30, John, at the bell.
Yes, it's certainly an honest race here, and Kochelikova is going to find it very, very difficult. She's been out of form lately, and I don't think she's going to find it is going to be able to keep in contention here. But the East Germans are certainly trying to make it a 1-2, and the Cuban girl, the winner, big winners this year in the Pan Am Games, I think she looks very, very dangerous.
And look at Kratok-Vilova as well. While the rest of the field were blown away by that sudden surge of pace by the 2 East Germans out front, Kratok-Vilova wasn't. Vachtel takes over the lead from her teammate Godars. Anna Kiro is also well placed there in second. So it's East Germany, Cuba, East Germany, the Soviet Union, and Kratok-Vilova seeming to tire, but we know how strong she is. And maybe we shouldn't write her off yet, though it's a big gap surely, and she is out of the medals now as the fight takes place between the 2 East Germans. On the inside, Vachtel, nearest to us, Vodars. And it looks as though it's Vachtel who's going to get there, but no, Vodars is coming back at it again and just takes it. So it's East Germany gold, East Germany silver, and the Soviet Union take the bronze. It was a tremendous battle between those 2 at the finish, and I don't suppose anyone in East Germany will be too upset about the outcome, because it's 2 medals for the East Germans. Vodars the winner from Vachtel, and all in all, I think we can say that Jarmila Kratok-Vilova produced a splendid run there to even figure in the closing stages. And incidentally, the East German has broken their 11-year-old national record in this event, so that really was a very splendid run indeed, John.
Well, the East German coaches said they wouldn't bring any women or men here that couldn't equip themselves honourably, and of course they've certainly proved this. The last 4 or 5 weeks, while everybody else was on the European circuit racing, the East Germans have been in Mexico at the training camps, and it's certainly paying off.
Vodars, a new East German record and the fastest time in the world this year. Personal best for Christina Vachtel in second. As for Gurina in third, and Anna Kiro gets a new American record. So to the men's triple jump final. In the first round, it's Alexandra Kovalenko. Oh, great jump by the Soviet athlete, ranked 8th all-time on the world list after jumping 17 meters 77 this season. As it stays low on the step and on the hop, lots of height on the final jump, just on the edge of the board, but it's a valid jump. It's a good one too. Opens up with 17 meters 38 in the first round.
The European champion and record holder, Christo Markov of Bulgaria, looks even more wild than ever. But will he be wild enough to respond to the challenge in this triple jump? Headed at the moment at 17 meters 38 by Alexandra Kovalenko of the Soviet Union. Markov still just 22, but already with many major championships under his belt. Very fast, very long. Yes, it's a terrific jump by Christo Markov. This is going to be quite a competition. Already, of 5 of the valid jumps recorded, 4 of them have been over 17 meters, if we include this one, and certainly this was. Terrific performance. Absolutely ideal conditions, of course. Jumping perhaps into a little bit of a head. No, perhaps the wind behind them now. It's switched round. Very hot and tremendous performance by Markov. Wind, in fact, actually was a little bit over the limit, 2.2 meters per second, so 2 meters is the allowable limit for record purposes. Centimetre or two to spare on the board, and a tremendous jump is just being displayed to the crowd reacting. 17 meters 70.
Well, the pressure's certainly on Mike Conley in the second round here. 17.34 in the first round, currently in third place, but leading the world rankings. Oh, not a bad jump, but still lacking a bit of sparkle, not really getting that devastating speed on the runway that he's famous for. It's just a little bit stiff as he walks away, not getting that real spring and that real drive. Good long step, plenty of height in the jump, but lands a little short. 17 meters 37 for Conley, so stays in third place, slightly off balance as well. Drives through this third phase, but doesn't quite push as far as he should.
But here's the leader in the triple jump, the brilliant 22-year-old Christo Markov. We've seen 2 jumps of him already, 17.70, then a no jump, but 17.73 in the second round is the clear lead. An absolutely magnificent form. A very fine competitor too. Well, as I said before, he's got to watch out for Mike Conley's last jump. We'll follow it. But at the moment, he has 35 centimeters to spare on the chasing group. But he'll be looking for more. He'll be looking even to get close to Willie Banks's world record, which stands at 17 meters 97. Oh, the crowd appreciate that. It was very close to the board, but a white flag is raised, and the wind speed is within the permissible limits at 1.6 meters per second. So I think there's going to be a lot of interest to see just how far he's jumped. This is triple jumping at near perfection. Really striding out there. And look at that leg shoot at the end. It must be close to the world record flag. 17.97, remember, is that. And he also holds the European record at 17 meters 81. Now then, anxious moment. The crowd been following this triple jump. Look at that. That's as close as you can get to the board, really, surely. Only about a centimetre off. And a tense moment indeed. I think Markov will be interested. Yes, 17 meters 92. Of course, that's the lead in the championship best. It also adds 11 centimeters to his European record and was within 5 centimeters of Willie Banks's world record, the second finest jump of all time. Conditions, of course, in this stadium absolutely ideal. That triple jump runway, like the track, is hard, but it may cost the triple jumpers in terms of injuries if they would train on it too much, but it's ideal for competition. Let's look again at one of the finest jumps we've ever seen. Christo Markov.
And that moves Markov 5 centimeters ahead of Conley on the world list. This is the last chance for Conley. You know he has second, but he scrambled into that. He messed up his last couple of strides. He knew it wasn't a good jump. 17 meters 67, improves by just 2 centimeters, but he's well short. He was second in the Olympic Games and now settles for second in the World Championships. A bitter moment, really, for a fine jumper, the greatest long jump and triple jump combination expert in the world. Just not sparking today. The technique is there, but somehow just not getting the bite into his jumping. It's a new European record for Markov, 17 meters 92, the second furthest in history, ahead of Conley and Sakarikin of the Soviet Union, just coming through the pack to take the bronze medal.